there, all you bucketheads, and welcome, Titans, to another episode of the most disorganized podcast on the internet. Welcome to Under the Helmet Podcast. If you like what you see here today, don't forget, leave a like, leave a comment, share with your friends, your neighbors, your enemies, your lovers, your high school principal. Share it with everybody. And of course, tell them to subscribe to Under the Helmet Podcast so you never miss an episode. Also, while you're at it, if you're so inclined, feel free to join that Discord. Yes, we do indeed have a Discord. Join it. It's fun.
It is
And
fun.
also follow us on Instagram because we are actually posting. We've had a full week of consistent posts. Watch out. So, Eli, how are we doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. We are starting off June wonderfully. Most specifically, I did want to wish everyone a happy Pride Month from Under the Helmet. You know, with myself being openly non-binary, bisexual, Dylan being one of the most supportive allies that I know. We want to welcome everybody to a very happy Pride. We are so happy to have you, and we wish you a very happy month.
That being said, I'm actually marching in Charleston Pride this Saturday.
Oh, heck yeah.
So if you're in the area, come join Charleston Pride. It's gonna be fun. I will be marching with the good people of Southern Screams. So if you see us, come say hi.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta see. I might make it to my local Pride. I might not. Indiana gets a little worrisome sometimes.
Understandable. I definitely think there's gonna be protesters. The biggest piece of advice I saw and want to pass on is if you are going to Pride and you do see protesters, do not interact with them. Let them spew their hate at a distance because the more you talk to them and the more you interact with them, you're only going to fuel their fire. So as harmful as it can be and upsetting as it can be to see people sit there and spew awfulness, just don't interact with them. Honestly, you know how sad they would be at the end of the day to come home and like, I went to the Pride Parade to harass the people at the parade and no, they didn't even look at me. They didn't even talk to me. It would ruin their day. To ruin a fascist day, and guess what? Don't interact. That's Dylan's advice for today. But let's switch it up because we have a lot of comments to share. We had a lot of interaction. So thank you to everybody who interacted and commented on our post. So starting off, as always, with our good friend Sidekick Red.
Oh boy, I saw this and
He said he'd like to see Batman styled as a German expressionist film. You know what? I don't know what that is, but I'm interested.
Same. I have no idea in the slightest what that means.
Me either.
I'm gonna have to go and ask. I might ask Cosplay Annie. They might know. Speaking of which, Annie, hi. Hope you're doing well.
All right. Next up, Callahan says, "We'll save Callahan's actually for right now."
Oh yeah, we'll save Callahan's because Callahan's comes with, as per usual Callahan style. This man goes the extra miles. He's got a poster with his
visual aid.
As usual, Callahan worked on the posters for ours. We just want to give a big thank you, big friend of the show, Callahan. We love you and appreciate everything that you do for us. We hope you're having an excellent week, even if we can't have you in the comments this week.
Upsetting. Cheese. But next up, we have my good pal Julie, who said that I would love to see Zatanna get some screen time, as well as Hut Slayer 8. So we got two different people that would love to see Zatanna, and honestly, I think a Zatanna movie would be really cool. I think
that'd be lit.
I think a James Zatanna movie would be really good. I'd love to get for a Zatanna movie, I would want a female director. And I would love to see her sort of, because a lot of like her magic and stuff comes from her father. So I would love to see that relation, like a father-daughter dynamic explored on screen.
Yes.
We also got a couple comments that say they want something to do with the Teen Titans, Nightwing, Starfire, Raven. So shout out to my girlfriend Erin's sister Lexi. She loves Young Justice, so she really wanted Teen Titans.
Okay. I mean, you know me. I'm a big Nightwing and Starfire fan. That's those are my people. That's like the dream couple right there.
Guardian of the Triforce wants a Red Lantern or Blue Lantern movie.
Ooh, I have no idea what they are. I'm not gonna lie. I know next to nothing about the Lantern Corps in
Red
general.
Lantern is Rage, and Blue Lanterns, I believe, are Compassion. I think.
Oh,
I'd have to.
which one did Dick Grayson end up getting given at one point?
I don't know. Batman became a White Lantern for some reason.
Okay, I know recently Dick got superpowers for like a day. So like that was kind of cool.
It was, for those wondering why I'm munching on cheese, I just got back from the gym and I'm hungry. So
That's fair. I just want to say I love how when Batman is given superpowers in the comics, he becomes a villain, and when Dick gets given superpowers in the comics, he becomes the next Superman.
because Superman's
But like
his-
not the Injustice Superman.
Speaking of injustice, we've had a couple comments that want injustice, namely Ash from Volcris and my other good friend Marmadu's Cosplay. They both want injustice. There was an Injustice animated movie,
No, there wasn't.
and it was ass.
I was going to
It
say
was
no, there is no Injustice animated movie here.
We're swearing it. We're like, there is no Injustice animated movie.
There is no Injustice animated movie in Ba Sing Se.
What Injustice movie? Yeah, man, I really want an Injustice movie. Yeah, I reminded them that it exists, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll forget about that." Because so as a I will say as a hopeful Superman enjoyer, as a evil Superman hater,
the Injustice universe is kind of an interesting taste for your palate.
I like the story.
Okay.
I genuinely like the story, but I hate the concept. I like the story. I think I like the games. I think they're really fun. They've got some great dialogue, some great clips. They get the character interactions down really well, other than the fact that like Superman, I don't think he would snap, because there was a what was it? Kingdom Come Superman didn't turn evil. So here's my pitch: why Kingdom Come Superman is better than Injustice Superman. Here we go. Because Injustice Superman and Kingdom Come Superman both got attacked by the Joker. Both of them suffered incredible loss. He lost Kingdom Come a little bit less than Injustice, I will say. He lost wife and unborn child. Joker, basically in Kingdom Come, the Joker gasses the Daily Planet.
Oh.
And Lois Lane, Perry White, Jimmy Olsen, everyone there dies. Except for Clark, because he's Superman. So, because of that, he doesn't go crazy. He doesn't commit murder. He just retires from being a hero.
Oh.
And goes out and lives on his own. And because of the way his powers are set up, he's actually stronger. And he actually comes back because of Kingdom Come. Basically, the whole point of Kingdom Come is there's a new generation of heroes, and they're all kind of assholes, because they go around killing people instead of not killing people. And Superman comes back, beats the main, hero. Like I don't remember what his name is, but like beats him and is like, listen, do better. Just simply don't kill people. And that right there is quintessentially more Superman than Superman going, hey, Joker, get ready for some severe fisting. Oopsies. Content warning. That was not nice.
12 minutes in. We made it 12 minutes.
We did good. We had a good run.
We had a good run.
See, and this is why we're not monetized, because we would never be.
Oh no. Maybe on like
the secret to not getting demonetized is to never be monetized in the first place.
That's some big brain moment.
And that's why this episode is brought to you by, just kidding. We don't have a sponsor. Who do you think we are? Anyway, I want to get back to this. So shout out to Frosty Fleet, who wants either a Hawkman or Static Shock movie.
Ooh.
Static Shock would be really cool.
I don't know near enough about either of those characters. I'm not gonna lie, my DC knowledge is really lacking.
Do you know what I would love? I would love to see a Hawkman movie with the Justice Society that was featured in Black Adam.
Ooh. Same
But
actors?
like the OGs. Same actors, the same Hawkman, the same Dr. Fate, maybe like a younger version of Dr. Fate, a younger version or the original Atom Smasher, maybe one other character because I know the Cyclone chick isn't old enough, but I don't remember her name. Super and guess what? No, no, The Rock, no Black Adam.
Oh yeah, because he shows up in that movie.
No The Rock, no Black Adam. We don't need him. We have outgrown the need for Black Adam.
Okay, I'll raise you a question. Do you think that James Gunn is going to touch the Justice Society anytime soon within the new DCU?
I would certainly like for him to. Even if it's just like an antiquated concept of like, oh yeah, the Justice Society existed. We'll get into that because I have some ideas for the Justice Society.
Are you going to make my movie? I would certainly like to. I know you.
Know you do. I can feel it. Skywalker AEP says a Reverse Flash movie.
Ooh.
So I liked when I read this, I got the idea of Joker, but for the Reverse Flash. So instead of like a Joker movie, call it like Thawne.
Interesting.
And have his like, it's like, you know how Joker goes, right? Like it just shows like his descent into like madness.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would love a Joker style movie, but for the Reverse Flash.
Okay.
So it shows him like being like a young scientist with like promise, who like from like the 31st century, who rediscovers the accident that gave the Flash his powers, and then he does it and he gets his powers. And like because originally Thawne was a Flash fanboy, and he kind of has the syndrome effect where like he went to go save the day, and then Flash shows up and like actually saves the day and kind of steals his thunder. So he's like, now I hate you and I'm going to ruin your life.
It was me, Barry.
Remember when you were making out with your first girlfriend?
Oh, God. Dylan.
It was me, Barry.
Dylan.
Although I will say there's one Reverse Flash line that I really like. I think it was in Injustice, but I don't know. Or like it may have been like one of their like pre-fight like dialogue or something. Like Flash says something to Thawne, and he goes, I'm every bad day you've ever had." And honestly, that would be really cool. And it's just like the end of the movie is just Thawne going to like various points in Barry Allen's life and just ruining them. He goes to and like get really petty with it, where it's like, remember when you were in Little League playing T-ball and you were about to catch that ball that little Johnny Hickson hit, and it was coming right for you, but you blinked and you missed. It was me, Barry. I moved you 0.35 centimeters to the left so you would miss the jump and not catch the ball, giving him a home run, and your team would lose. Like, this is the level of petty Reverse Flash that I want. Let's see. Who else do we have? Let's see. All right, two more. So one is I want to give a shout out to my girlfriend Erin, who wants a Mara movie without Amber Heard.
Okay.
Obviously played by literally anyone other than she who shall not be named, with the puking emoji. Thanks, babe. Very cool.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thanks, Aaron. But I think that'd be really interesting. I would love to see a movie about her, perhaps trying to deal with like the underwater kingdom before Aquaman appears,
Okay.
or like an origin story almost.
Okay. I'd be down for that.
Do you know what I really like though about the selection of movies that were pitched to us?
Mm-hmm.
There were none of the basics except for Psychic Red. Psychic Red said Batman, but all the rest, no. We all wanted movies about characters other than fucking Batman.
Yeah. No
And
Batman.
I want a Superman movie, but I want a good Superman movie where he's like a good person.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
think
fun.
after seeing Guardians 3, I feel like the DCU is in good hands. I feel like we're going to see some really good stuff.
I never doubted James Gunn. I was a true believer all along. Put me in the movies, please. James Gunn, I'm begging, I'm pleading. Put me in the movies, please, bro, please.
I just want to see who gets cast as Superman. That's gonna be a big one for me.
Spoiler alert, it's me. I'm gonna be Superman.
Okay.
That's why I was in the gym. They got me taking that secret sauce now.
The
That superhero juice.
chicken breast and raw broccoli.
Yeah, the chicken, broccoli, and rice.
Yep.
For 7 meals a day. And a hell of a lot of D-ball. But let's go ahead and let's move into Callahan's idea.
Okay.
So, Callahan said, let's pull up the poster.
Yep. Bring up the man's poster.
Callahan said, for my DC pitch, I'm choosing a slightly obscure DC character, Rip Hunter. He is a time traveler, and I personally love time travel stories, and I'd be curious to see how DC would do it. No particular storyline, I just like the concept. So, as a Legends of Tomorrow enjoyer, I really like this idea. I really like the actor who played him. He was also in Doctor Who, I think. But
Really?
I don't remember what role he played. I don't really watch Doctor Who like that. But yeah, the guy who plays Rip Hunter is incredible. So I would love to see some more Rip Hunter stories, even if it's like, I think the Legends of Tomorrow is kind of like an Arrowverse concept, but I would love to see that get included, especially like the aspect of them recruiting different villains. Just bring back Legends of Tomorrow. That show needs a proper ending. But like, so I'm trying to think of a good way to describe Legends of Tomorrow. Watch Legends of Tomorrow because it's Pride Month. That's my pitch. It's Pride Month. It's the gayest Arrowverse show.
Okay.
I say that with love, because there are there's a lot of LGBTQ characters, and they're all done very well. We've got magic users, we've got speedsters, we've got people that punch and kick, we've got Captain Cold and Heatwave, we've got who else is a legend at some point? We've got Citizen Steel. He turns to metal. We've got the Atom. Because let me think. Who is members of the Legends? So season 1 is Hawkman and Hawkgirl, Captain Cold, Heatwave, Sarah Lance, aka White Canary, and Ray Palmer, the Atom. And then Hawkman and Hawkgirl leave. In season 2, you get Vixen, and you get Citizen Steel. And then season 3, you keep kind of the same cast. And then like it's a really good show. I don't want to spoil all of the members of the team. But Wally West Flash shows up, or Kid Flash, because you never became Flash in Arrowverse. So Wally West shows up. You get and he's phenomenal. You get who else shows up? John Constantine. And John Constantine's always great. Nobody said Constantine. That really surprised me. We got more Zatanna than Constantine love. Huh.
I mean,
but he would probably be in her movie at some point.
I feel like even if he wasn't in her movie, I feel like her movie might set up him.
Oh, yeah.
In. I don't know. I feel like when it comes to like DC's magic,
Ryan the role.
You have like the light side and the dark side. and like Constantine would be much more on the dark side of things,
Mm-hmm.
whereas Zatanna is more like, I don't know. I have no idea. I
She's
had
more light
somewhere I was.
side. She's more light side with her magic, while Constantine, like, she uses her magic more to help others, while he uses his magic more for personal gain.
Okay.
I think that's kind of the point you're trying to make.
I was meaning more so like he actively has to fight like ghosts and demons and devils and stuff.
That too. Look, I feel like Zatanna also does that.
I know nothing about these two characters. I know like the bits and pieces I have cobbled together from Batman the animated series and the odd clip I get of the animated DC movies because the DC AU was awesome.
It was. No Apocalypse War though. We didn't need everybody to die for no reason.
Yeah, didn't
That movie was borderline too much.
question. John
Yes.
Constantine is pansexual, correct?
Yes.
Cool. I like that.
He is.
Happy Pride Month, everybody.
John Constantine is in fact pansexual.
All right.
Sarah Lance is bi. There is another version of Captain Cold that shows up on Legends who goes by Citizen Cold, and he is gay.
Okay.
This show was so great. It actually has a gay wedding. There's a moment where the whole team thinks they're gonna die, so fighting off like a group of like aliens in like 1824 or something like that.
Oh wow.
So they get married. Sarah Lance and her spoilers for Legend of Tomorrow. Sarah Lance and her girlfriend get married.
Oh.
It was really cool. I really like it. It was one of the sweetest scenes in the entire show. But let's go ahead and move on. Eli, do you want to talk about your movie? Or do you want to talk about mine?
Well, I don't know. Let's see. I think last week did we do mine first or yours first?
We did yours first. I went last.
Okay. You want to go first this time?
Sure, I'll do it.
All right. And here we got Dylan's poster, done, of course, by our wonderful poster artist, Callahan.
Yes. So, my idea for a movie was sort of Captain America, the First Avenger vibes.
That's what I was getting from the poster.
But I wanted to do a Flash movie, but I was like, we don't need Barry Allen. So I narrowed it down to either a Wally West Flash show or movie, or my personal favorite Flash, Jay Garrick.
I was genuinely surprised you didn't do a Wally West Flash movie. When I saw I saw the Flash logo and I was like, oh, Dylan's doing it. Wait a second.
And Jay Garrick is my favorite Flash.
I remembered that afterwards, but I feel like
I love his helmet alone.
I do know you love it.
I
actually, Jay Garrick is the only Flash minifigure that I have. I have him from the DC blind bags.
That's a thing.
Yeah, they did DC minifig blind bags, and Jay Garrick got a minifigure.
Fuck, man, I never got anything cool. I have an off-brand Jay Garrick.
Okay.
I love him. I have an off-brand TV show Barry Allen as well, but
that's not bad. But yeah, Jay Garrick. They even got leg printing, so he has like the little wings on his shoes.
I'm gonna need your pants after this.
Anyway, I entirely derailed your.
Okay, so like basically his origin story in the comics is pretty straightforward. He's a scientist. He's working with, of all things, hard water, which like you use to make like nuclear bombs. So he's like I think we could put him as like he's a scientist on the Manhattan Project, and like he has an incident where something goes wrong in the lab. He gets super speed, yada yada yada. But this is where it gets interesting. I wanted to originally do a Justice Society movie.
Ooh.
And I thought, well, why not both? So, after he gets his powers, he gets recruited to a new, like, he gets sort of, like, the government learns about his powers, and they're like, oh, well, we're fighting this war here, you see, and we could use some men like you on the battlefield. Someone who's faster than a bullet. So it
There's a
gets
good
down to it.
transatlantic accent.
Thank you. But so eventually, what happens is Jay decides to recruit other heroes to join his team from like the different allied powers. So I was trying to think of a good team for the Justice Society, and here's who I came up with: Stargirl, Wonder Woman,
Ooh.
because she's around at this time. I don't think Diana would lay low during something like a world war.
This has been shown by her movie where she showed up during World War.
But yeah, so like this is sort of like a okay, well we got to work together. So I like the idea of Jay Garrick Flash,
Mhm.
Wonder Woman, a young Doctor Fate,
Interesting.
Atom Smasher, and that's kind of and I like the idea that Atom Smasher also got his powers from the same explosion.
Ooh, okay.
Kind of like the idea of the particle accelerator in the Flash, where like it explodes, the energy comes out, and people get their powers from it, and kind of begins the development of metahumans. And then there's one more, but basically like they go overseas to fight in. I want to say it takes place in like 42.
Okay.
I want them to be a part of the invasion of North Africa, and there's a reason
Interesting.
for this. And because I want them to be a part of the invasion of North Africa, because I want to include the character of Vixen.
I don't know what that is.
Vixen has like animal power, so she has like a special totem,
Ooh.
and she comes from a African nation of Zambezi. And I like the idea that they tried to stop the Nazis from invading Zambezi. Except when they get there, kind of like a Wakanda type situation, where they
Mhm.
get there and they're like, "Okay, we didn't stop these guys, so like, who did?" And like Vixen's like, "Get out of my country," and they're like, "Come join us," and she's like, "No," and then they convince her to join, and they're like, "Yes," and then they like fight to defend Zambezi. And then they do it, the war ends, basically like, and then the justices, they at that point they form like like sort of like a military group. They fight along, they win the war, and then the end of the movie is all the heroes going back to their kind of everyday lives, but they still keep in touch. And it's really easy to keep in touch when you have a speedster.
Yeah.
And they decide, there's a new world we're living in. The United Nations is set up, but basically Jay gets approached by Diana, who's working as the ambassador to the UN, for Themyscira.
Ooh.
And she says to him, like, hey, there's something going on we'd like to get your opinion on. And basically what it sets up is Atlanteans. Is
Oh.
they discover Atlanteans. And Jay's kind of like, well, let's see if they're a friend or a foe. And Diana goes, "We're gonna get the whole team back together," and he goes, "Yeah, but we're not gonna be warriors. We're gonna be something else." And she's like, "Well, we're gonna need a name." So they all get together and they talk and they decide that they're going to become the Justice Society. So they form the original Justice Society of America.
I like this story a lot. This is cool.
And I'm sure there's some like villains they can fight as well,
Well,
like
yeah.
basically like a Red Skull. I haven't really thought of a villain. Um, I like the idea of maybe like White Dragon, who's like a racist.
I don't know who that is.
Um, he's like a Nazi,
Oh, okay.
like white supremacist type, which I
Oh,
think would be really cool to have, like, especially because we have like different members of the team that are like people of color.
mhm.
So, and like obviously, like the heroes aren't racist, but like it's in the 40s, so like racism is still around. So it'd be a nice like feel good like racism is bad and they beat up the racists. I think that's a great
I like
idea.
that. I'm always down
I
for
always
beating
like
up
watching
racists
racists and Nazis.
and
Two for
Nazis.
two.
Hmm.
We got them
That's
both.
double team. I like that.
We got it both. And like I like this shot right here
Hmm.
when Callahan sent it to me, and I was like, I really like that shot. I want that to be like the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like he's doing like a voiceover at the end, and he's like, and even though we go our separate ways, if the world ever needs, they can always call the Justice Society. And like it has like the flash, and it kind of like a bolt of lightning goes through, and it says like the Justice Society, and then like you could have a Justice Society sequel.
I like that.
Bing bang boom, and maybe like introduce like Hawkman and some other characters like that.
I like that. That sounds cool.
But yeah, that's my pitch.
Okay. Man, you went hard with your movie. I like that. I
Well,
like that
my
a
first
lot.
one was my Marvel movie was a little bit smaller scale, so
Hmm.
I wanted something a little bit larger scale for a DC movie. Plus, I wanted Jay Garrick and I wanted the Justice Society, so why not? Why not both?
Hey, I love everything you did with your
And
movie.
the idea
That's
that the nuclear like explosion, particle accelerator type explosion
mhm.
would sort of give this idea that okay, there's more going on. So if we wanted to do a sequel, we could do like a sequel to it, and then perhaps introduce a Barry Allen or something like that. Or it would be really fun to have like a sequel with like a non Barry Allen speedster show up, like a Bart Allen.
I don't know who that is.
Barry Allen's grandson. It's like son or grandson.
Oh wow. Hmm.
So like a lot like the Flash family is 10 times better than the Bat family because they're all like just genuinely good people.
I like that.
But like basically it'd be really cool to have like him come back from the future and like basically like introduce the concept of the Speed Force. And
Okay.
they go through the movie. Bart goes back to his own time because he's from like the future vaguely. So Bart
Hmm.
goes back to his own time, and then at the very end, he's at like a Jay's at like a science conference, and he's doing his thing, talking about like this new elemental force, and all of a sudden he meets a young boy. Oh, hello, young man. What's your name? Allen. My name's Barry Allen. Credits. Came up with 2 sequels. I'm him.
I like that. That's good.
Sequel and a team up movie. I'm on fire.
You
James
got a
Gunn.
Flash movie. You got a Justice Society movie. You got a Flash sequel movie.
And no Ezra Miller with a steel chair.
And no Ezra Miller. It's
Are we gonna
that's.
watch that movie? Are we gonna watch that one?
I've been asking myself that quite a bit.
Do I want to compromise my values to watch it?
I've seen a lot of people coming out of it with really good reviews. I don't know. This summer is going to be very interesting for movies because I've seen really good reviews for The Flash and I've seen really bad reviews for the new Indiana Jones movie, which worries me immensely because I love Indiana Jones.
I love The Flash, so I'm excited for a good movie. But I also I think this weekend doesn't Spider-Verse come out this weekend?
Does it?
I think it does.
Holy crap! What?
I think it does. Yeah. If it comes out this weekend, I think Aaron and I are going to watch it.
I don't know. I'm gonna be out of town this weekend, so I'll have to see.
I'll look it up real quick. Do you want to go ahead and start jumping into your pitch?
Yeah, give me one second here. So I don't know what you would call this scale. Mine's a fairly small scale, and when I started thinking of this concept, it took a lot of different forms. It ultimately, when it comes down to it, the concept that I came up with is it is more of a romance than anything else. It is the process of seeing two people who had previously been in a relationship coming back together after doing their own thing and becoming their own people and seeing how that can blossom and grow into something beautiful by the end of it. And so for my project, I did Nightwing and Starfire, which a little something, once again, poster by Callahan, which you can actually see in the credits at the bottom of the poster. Those are real words. There are real names on there. Um,
That's cool.
yeah, I specifically requested a poster with the little white words at the bottom, and he was like, I can do very fun things with this. So you'll see
Easter
friends
egg.
of ours credited down there. Dylan, I believe you and I are both credited. Callahan is credited. I think Gabby is as well, along with Site for music, which I think that soundtrack's going to hit
That's
if
not
Site's on music.
fire.
Um, but for Nightwing and Starfire, as far as the concept for it, I decided I didn't want a movie. I wanted a series, which I think it's interesting because you've mainly done movies and I've mainly done TV shows when we come up with these concepts, at least for Marvel and DC. Um, but I wanted a series that really covers, so like where we pick up, um, you know, Dick has been doing his own thing over in Bloodhaven. It's after the Titans have like, when I say the Titans split up, nothing bad happened. They all just had their own things that they ended up doing.
They just kind of grew up.
Yeah. So like, you know, Cyborg is doing stuff with the Justice League now. Beast Boy and Raven are together and just kind of doing their own thing. Dick and Starfire grew apart because Star ultimately felt like, you know, I've done so much here on Earth. I've neglected, like, I feel like I could do a lot more as far as just beyond Earth. There's, you know, millions of worlds out there in the galaxies. And she goes off into the cosmos to try and do good throughout the galaxy itself. And so she and Dick, like, well, there's only so much contact that you're able to keep in as far as like one of you is in space. So ultimately, the two of them had broken things off before she left.
Mm-hmm.
Just it wasn't going to work out. So Dick's just kind of been trying his own thing. He's been in Bloodhaven, just being Nightwing. You know, if Bruce has a situation that he needs him, he gives him a call. But for the most part, he's established himself. He's got an apartment there. I do want to see him with his dog. Bitewing has to be included.
Yes.
Because it has to be, and she's delightful. I forget her name. I think it's Daisy. Daisy? I don't know. But the series would show, like, first episode opens on, you know, Dick just dropping into the middle of a warehouse full of bad guys. And the fight itself is going pretty well. He's bouncing back and forth between all of them, just beating the everlong crap out of them. But eventually, you know, we have insert like insert B-lister villain here shows
maybe
up.
like Blockbuster or someone.
Yeah, like Blockbuster. Like it's somebody who normally Dick would be able to like take fairly well, but he also has all of his dudes and it gets a little overwhelmed. And so crashing down into the middle of it, like Thor arriving in Wakanda style, is Star. And Star absolutely just mops the floor with him. Like, we are talking just tosses him from one wall of the building to the other. Like, full just frisbees him around him and just slams him into the ground.
Not to worry. I have only fractured his spinal cord. He is still alive.
Yeah, pretty much. And we see that ultimately, while, you know, Star still has all of her charm from Teen Titans, even if she has, like, gone out into the galaxy and seen a bit more. Nick's like, holy crap, I didn't know you were in town. And she's like, oh, you know, I just recently came back to Earth. We should catch up. And so after, you know, massive fight, Dick makes sure everybody is tied up and wrapped up nicely with a little bow for Bloodhaven PD. Both of them hop out of there. We have like a brief rooftop conversation of like, I didn't know you were coming back to Earth.
I want
She's
it to
like,
be painfully awkward.
I also want it to be painfully awkward. Like we
I
end it
want,
with something like, "Oh, you
oh,
look good. Thanks.
thank
You
you.
do too." And then Star just kind of flies off.
Or even better, I like the idea of the you look nice. Thanks. Leaves.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I want to see Dick
Although
Grayson, who is ultimately like kind of. I'm gonna say it. Dick Grayson has the most riz in DC, and I want to see him absolutely dumbfounded by his ex.
you know what I would love is like for him to like she leaves. So he leaves, but there's like a shot that's revealed that she watches him leave. And as he's like jumping off the like does like a flip off the rooftop or whatever, she goes, "He does still have the ass."
Yes. I need at least one acknowledgement that Dick Grayson has the best ass in the DCU in this series somewhere. Um, but over time, the series would address like, you know, the two of them very obviously still have feelings for each other, but it also addresses that like while Star has gone, Dick and Barbara got back together and then broke up. Um, I don't know specifics of all that. I didn't think that far. I tried to, and I couldn't come up with anything. Um, but ultimately, I was given a week to write. So, um, but the series, ultimately, yes, there is action, but it's not the focus, if that makes sense. Like with last week with Spider-Man swinging solo, there's a lot of action to that series. Pretty much every episode is going to have a villain fight. I don't think every episode of this series would have like a major fight scene.
It would kind of be more of like a She-Hulk type show. Sounds
Mm-hmm.
like.
It focuses a lot more on because the main focus of the series is not the action. It's Dick and Corey's relationship and seeing the two of them like get back together and acknowledge, hey, time has passed. We're different people, but I think we can still make this work.
It's like a character drama.
Yeah, ultimately that's what it ends up becoming. We'd see little flashbacks of like the Titans as well. um, I imagine at one point in time we flash back to the day that Star left because I feel like we have to. If that's going to be a part of the series, you have to address like
You know what would be
what that
really
looked
fun?
like. Hmm.
It'd be really fun if like it was like a lot like a mystery the whole time of like why she left.
Mm-hmm.
Because it could be Dick just being like, maybe they have like a fight or something, and he's like, I don't know why you left me, and she has to like explain why she left.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that'd be really cool.
I did have that idea, and then I wasn't able to get the exact of the fight. All I knew was the resolution, and he's like, well, if all that mattered to you so much, why did you come back? And she's like, because ultimately, it doesn't matter what I have out there in the cosmos. Everything before that, because everything that we know of Tamaran is it's kind of a terrifying society
Mm-hmm.
of like gladiatorial combat kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, I I may have come from Tamaran, but my family is here on Earth. And we see that, she decided her place is here on Earth with the people that she loves and cares about. That
Mm-hmm.
being, Dick and the rest of the Titans. And so by the end of the series, we see, we see Dick and Starfire back together, and the two of them end up getting themselves an apartment as well. I don't know if it'd be in Bloodhaven, but they get a place there, living together, moving in together. We see the Titans come back together for the first time in a while, and it's just for like lunch somewhere. But like the final scene is going to be the Titans, and they're all in like casual clothes. So you have like, Beast Boy still fairly scrawny. Um, Cyborg is just this big hulking dude who's got all of his cybernetics going. I don't know if he'd be wearing a hoodie and whatnot, but we'd see. You know.
It'd be really fun. Well, because like you gotta think like the Justice League members are like celebrities, so like it'd be really fun to have like him come up, like people come up to him, and like every 5 minutes, like, oh my god, it's I forgot his name. Fuck. Oh my god, it's Cyborg. It's Cyborg. Cyborg, can I get an autograph? Cyborg, are these Justice League members? And they get a little worried, and he's like, nah, guys, these are just friends I went to high school with. You went to school with Cyborg? Like, that'd be a really fun thing. And they were like, yeah, you know, we didn't always used to be this big. Really laid on the pro, like you get like you can make like bodybuilder jokes at him. Really laid on the what? Do you guys have robot protein powder?
Software updates. But I do want to say, if we have all of the Titans get together for that final scene, I need at least one booyah from Cyborg. I need one. Just one.
You can make that work. And maybe like the final scene is like them being like Dick being like, so I called you all here today because we want to restart the Titans.
Mm-hmm. And Beast Boy's like, we aren't teens anymore. We can drop that part of the name. I think we're a little past that.
Exactly. Or something along the lines of like, oh, I want to bring back the Titans. But we're not teenagers anymore. I never said teens.
Yeah.
And then like they can do the idea of like the training the next generation of heroes and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think that'd be good. I think that would be a solid series. And I feel like, I don't know, I had the original idea stemmed a lot from what I know of Superman and Lois, which is basically nothing. I acknowledge this. I need to watch that series. I've heard it's really good, but I don't have HBO Max. So that does throw a wrench in things.
It's on the list. Neither do I.
Yeah.
Why
But I've heard it's good.
all the good shit behind a paywall.
Yeah.
Oh,
and unfortunately,
it's called Max now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. It's down there at the bottom of the poster.
You go, Callahan. I will say, kind of news and rumors. I can't wait till Peacock drops the first of their name.
What?
That joke was not funny. Everybody has said that joke. You're unoriginal.
Well,
say Peacock, and nobody bats an eye.
Dylan.
Say Peacock.
Dylan.
I'm done. Or am I?
Oh, God. Well, I gotta say, I love everybody's ideas that they submitted for this week. I really love the ideas that we came up with for the series itself and movies and just everything. I love doing these. You know, I love from a certain point of view. These are they're good. They're very good. But that being said, do you have anything else to address, or would like to move into news and rumors?
Let's go ahead and move into news and rumors. I gotta run to use the bathroom real quick.
Okay,
but
cool.
I'll let you get started.
I can roll with that. So I actually don't have a ton of news and rumors. Everything I have is either in relation to Marvel Spider-Man, specifically for PS4. Weirdly enough, we've started getting Ironheart news. And then a whale. I'm not going to lie, the last one's as confusing to me as it is to you all. But yeah, news and rumors is weird this week. I have a total of 5 things. But I did want to address, as far as I think we did get this week. Trailer for um, Spider-Man 2 on PS4 dropped and looks absolutely amazing. I was a huge fan of Spider-Man for PS4. I played all Miles. I absolutely love that game as well. I really love what it did to set up everything as well as like Miles and Peter's characters. I'm super excited for what Spider-Man 2 is going to look like. Speaking of first just those games, in 2014, Marvel actually contacted Microsoft with the offer of making exclusive Marvel video games for the Xbox. Microsoft actually declined the offer, but Sony accepted it, which is what led to the creation of the PlayStation Spider-Man games.
Xbox
In addition to that,
fumbling back.
truly, except for Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves kind of hits. In addition to this, Yuri Lowenthal, one of my favorite Spider-Mans, has been doing a lot of press as far as the release of Spider-Man 2. And he recently, has been in an interview, and Yuri actually studied the behaviors of addiction to best portray Peter's aggression when he's the host of the symbiote. And, he said, we worked really hard as a team to find what was the right thing because sometimes it just sounded comical when I would just, rage. We had to find the levels and we have to root it all in, even though it's not a real thing. We need to be rooted in reality. So, he wanted to make sure that we didn't get the please tell me you've seen the shocker, you'll never escape me.
I wanted that.
I feel like we might get it. You never know. We'll see.
You know what we really need? I'm going to put some dirt in your eye.
Oh my God. He did the dance. He did the dance during the press. The first time. Oh.
You want forgiveness? Get religion. Or what's it? You want forgiveness? Go to church. Eddie Brock in the church praying on Peter's downfall.
Truly. So that covers my Spider-Man. Huh?
I said Eddie Brock, A1 hater.
Truly. We got news for Spider-Man. We have news for Ironheart.
Okay.
I have some interesting news for Ironheart. In Ironheart, it's going to be revealed that the person who bought Avengers Tower from Tony Stark is not Reed Richards.
Mephisto.
It is, in fact, Mephisto.
Ah, Mephisto. He's coming. He's here.
He's coming.
The triangles, it all makes sense.
Just put it all together. I swear it makes sense. I swear it makes sense.
Exactly. It's the same reason that Nightmare was the confirmed villain of Multiverse of Madness. Oh wait,
yeah.
Was it?
Man, I remember that day and age.
I believe it when I see it. I'm always skeptical of like news and rumors like that because I feel like you're setting up yourself for negative expectations. And people like getting overly invested, like, oh my god, it's gonna be Mephisto, so they're gonna do this, and that. And when you don't do this, and that, it's like, oh my god, this is the worst portrayal of Mephisto ever. It's like, bro, chill out.
I'm personally a big fan of Mephisto's portrayal in WandaVision when he was a fly.
Me too. I also like Mephisto's portrayal in Doctor Strange when he appeared as the third eye.
I liked his appearance in Loki, where Callahan and I were both watching Loki, and they were talking about Sylvie in the church, and we both said Mephisto, and then it turned to a stained glass window of the devil, and I was like, both of us had to stop watching it because we were laughing so hard.
Mephisto. I remember that. I actually did something very similar. I remember watching it alone, and seen that and been like, Mephisto confirmed. Mephisto confirmed is gonna be him, and then it wasn't.
I
And
actually
then it
do have
was.
more Mephisto news. His design, yeah. There's actually a lot of Mephisto news in regards to Ironheart. I feel like he's been all but confirmed as main villain. But his design in Ironheart is described as a humanoid business attire individual, with his comics accurate design showing up in parts of the series. Reportedly, Tom Ellis's Lucifer was an inspiration for Mephisto, which I'm okay with because I really liked Lucifer. That was a good show until it got weird.
Show about the devil. That's gonna get weird.
Well, yeah. And then, true to what I described earlier, News and Rumors is strange because we have Spider-Man, Mephisto, Whale. Whale.
What do you mean the whale?
A whale.
A whale? Do tell. I'm curious.
An alleged former Russian spy whale has been spotted off the coast of Sweden. Named locally as Valdemir, the whale was first spotted off Norway's coast in 2019. Valdemir was named after the Norwegian word for whale, Val, and Russian President Vladimir Putin in a nod to his alleged Russian spying links. He was discovered wearing a harness fitted with a GoPro camera mount and clips bearing the inscription Equipment of St. Petersburg. Having spent years traveling slowly southward from Norway's far north, the whale has sped up his movements out of Norwegian waters in recent months.
They activated his inhibitorship.
They did. They recalled him. They said the little words in his Winter Soldier book.
Longing, rested, furnace, freight car, benign, 9, 17.
Yeah.
But I just want to take a second to say. So I remember I saw a meme the other day, and it said 2021, Russia's the second best military in the world. 2022, Russia's the second best military in Ukraine. 2023, Russia's the second best military in Russia. Russia stay taking L's.
Truly. Wait, who's the best military in Russia? Is it Ukraine as well? Are they pushing back that far?
Probably.
Okay.
At this point, they're going all the way. All the way. Just remember, Ukrainians, pack some winter clothes, please.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, invading Russia.
Don't fall for the Napoleon trap.
Or the Nazi trap. Or anybody who's ever tried to invade Russia trap.
The Mongolians. The only successful invasion. We're the exception.
That's because they wear. Have you seen illustrations of Attila the Hun? The man was kitted out with fur.
Also, have you ever watched who is it that does the "we're the exception" bit? When talking about the Mongolians, it's either. Oh gosh, I want to say it's John Green. And his or it's either I want to say it's either John Green or Hank Green who does the YouTube videos. Oh, did you hear John? It's either I think it's John. No, it's Hank Green. Hank Green has cancer.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
So Hank Green, absolute giga Chad, man gets cancer, and vlogs it. And is going on TikTok describing the science behind cancer. It's Hank Green. Hank Green's the one I'm thinking of, who has the YouTube channel.
Yep,
like from
all of those videos. Yeah,
those videos are amazing. I love them. That's where the exception came from, because the Mongols truly are the exception. But he So yeah, he is just talking about his cancer experience on TikTok. So if you follow him on TikTok and you want a little dose of hope in a dark time, he's it.
I like that.
So shout out to Hank. Hope you feel better soon.
Well, we've hit our pitches. We've hit our news and rumors.
I got one other thing. So
Okay.
there were some recent Lego sets that we talked about that were leaks. They have pretty much been all but confirmed. We've gotten some high definition images of them, and they are also on Lego.com as of today. So they are official Lego releases because they are on Lego.com with the coming soon banner. Yep. So Masasi Temple. I believe all the mechs. What else is there? A 332nd battle pack. That is gonna be interesting because it has the helmet holes, and everybody has been bitch moaning, complaining. I swear. Okay, the helmet holes aren't that bad. You would think the way these people describe those helmet holes, the clone helmet holes fucking murdered somebody. It ain't that deep, brother. I swear it ain't that deep. Also, the whoever did the box art really caused a stir because they made the black lines on the forehead thicker than they should be. So of course everybody was freaking out about that and saying that their lines are too thick. The helmet holes ruined it. And then in reality, when you actually saw photos of the set, they're like, "Oh, it's fine." Lego Star Wars fans not complain about something. Lego Star Wars fans bitching and moaning about leaks, challenge level impossible. Lego Star Wars fan, wait till the product is released in order to give a review about it. Challenge.
Good luck with that.
Also, I want to put this as a formal petition to Lego. Lego, stop sending your early review sets to people that fucking trash on you all day long. Send it to me. Send me your sets. I will review them. I'll review them honestly, but I won't bitch, moan, and complain for views. Okay? So Lego, help a brother out. Send me your sets, please. I beg of you.
My man wants some free Legos.
I want free sets, damn it. I want free Lego sets.
Well,
but anyways, with that being said, I have complained enough. I think that is the end of our episode.
All right, we want to wrap things up and send them out.
Yep. So, if you like what you saw here today, don't forget, leave a like, leave a comment, share with your friends, enemies, lovers, brothers, sisters, misters, misses, the non-binary pals, whoever else you can think of. Share our videos with the homophobic person at the Pride Parade with the sign that says we're all going to burn in hell. Because guess what? He is too, because he's a hypocrite. So share him our page. Give him under the helmet. Give him some joy in his life. Maybe we can change his mind. But with that being said, as always, follow us on Instagram. Join that Discord. Have a good night. May the Force be with you. And we will see you the next time that we go under the helmet.
Have a good night, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye.